Nissan has pulled the covers off of their refreshed midsize pickup truck for 2024, and it brings a whole host of changes that are sure to make the Frontier stand out from the competition. The Frontier has always been a popular choice among pickup truck buyers, renowned for its bulletproof powertrain and unmatched capability, not to mention the affordable MSRP compared to its fiercest rivals. But some major issues were holding it back from achieving its full potential. Keep watching to find out whether the 2024 Frontier resolves the 5 Achilles spots of the previous model, and stay until the end to see what makes it a worthy rival to the Toyota Tacoma and the Ford Ranger. Number 5. Reliability issues. The Nissan Frontier is one of the last naturally aspired midsize pickup trucks on the market, which has constantly been one of its biggest selling points in a market dominated by turbocharged four-bangers. The Brutish 3.6-liter V6 was first introduced in 2020, and although the performance figures remain unchanged stepping into 2024, it will be getting some big improvements on the reliability front. The 2023 Frontier's intake manifold was the butt of the joke for the model's entire production run, and for good reason. A manufacturing fault resulted in the intake manifold letting excess air inside, messing up the combustion cycle and lighting up the dashboard like a Christmas tree. The excess air also resulted in the 2023 Frontier throwing error codes left and right, leaving many owners frustrated with Nissan's incompetence. This is far from the only engine issue with the previous Nissan Frontier model. Carbon buildup on the intake ports is another common headache for 2022 and 2023 Frontier owners, which highlights another flaw with the V6 power plant. Rough idling and misfires were common symptoms of carbon buildup on the engine's internals, which required the engine to be completely dismantled to fix. As you might have guessed, this job took hours upon hours of labor, taking a major hit on the owner's wallets in the process. Reliability concerns with the previous Frontier model spread beyond just the engine. The transfer case was notorious for leaking oil from the seals, and the front wheel bearings and U-joints will wear out seemingly overnight. Some owners have complained of unknowingly running out of fuel and being stranded on the side of the road, all because of a malfunctioning fuel lever sensor that led to incorrect fuel level readings. Startup issues due to the starter motor and alternator failures were also widespread, leaving a black mark on the Frontier's otherwise stellar reliability record. The engineers over at Nissan have been hard at work remedying these issues, and the 2024 model is shaping up to be the most reliable Nissan pickup truck yet. No major problems have been reported with this year's model yet, so we can confidently say that you won't be disappointed with the 2024 Nissan Frontier on the reliability front. Number 4. Subpar interior. Many users complained that the interior of the previous Nissan Frontier was subpar, and it's hard to disagree with them considering the feature-rich cabins offered by the likes of the Ford Ranger, Honda Ridgeline, and Toyota Tacoma. Cheap materials galore the interior of the outgoing Frontier, while the infotainment and audio systems also left a lot to be desired. The 2024 Frontier's interior fixes a lot of these wrongdoings. The unimpressive sound setup has been replaced with a 10-speaker Fender audio system, which delivers your favorite tunes with crisp detail. The main infotainment screen can be had in 8.0 or 9.0-inch flavors, with each 2024 Frontier getting a free 3-year subscription to Nissan Connect. This technology suite comes with built-in voice recognition, a Wi-Fi hotspot, remote control capability, and Google Assistant integration, letting your brand new Frontier go toe-to-toe with the best in the business on the technology front. Speaking of comfort, 2024 sees an all-new luxury-focused trim level join the Frontier lineup. A comfort-first trim level was sorely missed on the previous model, but now the feature-packed SL trim level is here to fill that void. The 2024 Nissan Frontier SL replaces the outdated SV Premium package and sits at the top of the new lineup. It includes some welcome creature comforts as standard, including leather upholstered seats with 6-way power adjustability, unique LED headlights, powered sliding and tilting moonroof, and the Frontier's signature zero-gravity seats. The interior of the new Nissan Frontier might not seem all that different from the previous models at first glance. Still, minor quality of life improvements like these are what makes it stand heads and shoulders above its predecessor. Number 3. Useless driver aids. When it came to driver aids, the previous Nissan Frontier was still stuck in the Stone Age. Sure, it technically came with adaptive cruise control, but we've heard multiple complaints about this tech being utterly useless. The control module was prone to failure, and the throttle actuation also left a lot to be desired. Fixing these issues was not cheap as well, with an actuator replacement coming in at an eye-watering $1,200. The 2024 Frontier has solved this issue with a reworked cruise control system while adding a whole host of additional driver aids on top for good measure. Automatic emergency braking comes as standard on all models, while the optional technology package adds blind spot monitoring, traffic sign recognition, automatic high beams, and rear cross-traffic alert. These additions have contributed to the 2024 Frontier becoming considerably safer than its predecessor. It now has a 4-star overall rating from the NHTSA, one of the best in the segment, including a 5-star rating in the side crash test. The 2024 Frontier might not be Japan's answer to the Tesla Cybertruck in terms of sci-fi-esque tech features, but we believe Nissan's decision to add new safety tech has addressed one of the previous model's biggest shortcomings. Number 2. Generic styling. The redesigned Nissan Frontier was a vast improvement over what came before, but the previous model styling still left a lot to be desired. Many have felt that the Frontier does not look as aggressive as some of its rivals, and that the Japanese company has been way too subtle in its design approach. The 2024 Frontier addresses this Achilles heel with a cool retro throwback in the form of the all-new Hardbody Edition. This all-new model borrows most of its bold and aggressive design elements from the classic Nissan Hardbody, a pickup truck that took the United States by storm in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Nissan first showed off this radical design in the 2022 Chicago Auto Show as a Project Hardbody concept, and the production version is almost identical to what was shown off there. The Hardbody Edition addresses many gripes owners have had with the Frontier's styling, starting with the blacked-out trim pieces that add to the ruggedness, while giving a nod to the fender flare-equipped JDM trucks of yesteryear. The blacked-out accessories don't end there, as the Hardbody Edition also gets a murdered-out sports bar, front grille, exhaust tips, and aluminum skid plates, making it stand out from regular traffic. Special decals and mud flaps adorned with the classic Nissan 4x4 logo put the cherry on top, while the special 17-inch tri-tip heritage wheels, wrapped in Hankook all-terrain tires, show off that this truck is more than all show and no go. The Hardbody Edition is not the only looker in the 2024 Frontier lineup. The Forsberg Edition is another new addition to the lineup, with its name paying homage to Chris Forsberg, who won the NORA 500 behind the wheel of a race-prepped Frontier. The road-going variant borrows many modifications from its race-winning counterpart, including a Nismo catback exhaust system, a new lifted suspension setup with upgraded upper control arms and performance shocks that make it sit higher than any other model on the lineup, meaty 32-inch tires, and a special roof rack. Nissan also offers one of the largest selections of dealer-fitted accessories in the pickup truck market, making the 2024 Frontier the truck to get if you want to stand out from the crowd, a feat its predecessor never managed to achieve. Number 1. Poor value for money. While it is true that previous Frontier models had a lot going for them, this midsize truck never seemed to grab a hold of the segment or get the recognition that it deserved. Although it has constantly been one of the cheapest entry points to the highly competitive midsize truck segment, the simple truth of the matter is that buyers could get better value for the money if they looked elsewhere, as the Frontier did not have what it took to justify the price. With the competition heating up, Nissan seemed to drop the ball with previous model years, but we are happy to say that they are finally back on track in 2024. This year, the Nissan Frontier starts at just $30,030, which seems like a bargain compared to the Tacoma's $31,500 MSRP, and the Blue Oval Company's Ranger, which costs $32,670 in base form. While the previous model's value for money was simply embarrassing, the 2024 model ticks all the boxes, making it the de facto midsize pickup truck for value-conscious buyers. Sure, optional extras and additional features will drive up the price, but it is hard to argue against the 2024 Frontier if you're after a back-to-basics pickup truck that corrects almost all the wrongdoings of its predecessor.